Have you ever realized that the version of you who was fighting for love was never who you were, just who you became to survive? And maybe the real grief isn't about what you lost, but who you kept pretending to be just to be safe. There's a moment after survival where everything goes quiet. You've made it out. The fires are out. The mask is off. But the armor? You're still wearing it in the garden. And you're not sure how to stop. You're so good at being the one who held it all together. You were so convincing as the brokenhearted girl, the one who forgave too fast, explained too much, and stayed too long. But she's not here anymore. And honestly, she was never meant to lead you. This episode is for the woman who knows she's not broken, but doesn't quite know who she is without the story of her pain. Let's name her. Let's meet her. Let's become her. On purpose. The grief of outgrowing your survival self. Nobody talks about the grief that hits when you realize you can't go back to who you were before the pain. The version of you, the one who tolerated too much, apologized for having needs, overcompensated for being misunderstood. She was necessary, but she was never true. She got you through the war. She played the roles. She kept you breathing in a world that didn't offer oxygen to the soft or the sacred. But now the battle is over, and she doesn't fit. Not because you don't love her, not because you're not grateful. You've outgrown her armor. You can't build your future while gripping the blueprint of your survival. You're not meant to keep performing the pain you've already healed from, just to make people comfortable. It's okay to outgrow your old self. It's okay to grieve her and still release her. The version of you who's becoming next, she doesn't beg to be seen. She shows up. She takes up space. You will see her before you hear her. You can't heal in the same costume that kept you alive. The roles you played weren't random. They were chosen under pressure, assigned through trauma, perfected through silence. You became the one who always understands, the one who keeps the peace, the one who makes it easier for everyone else to stay broken. And for a while, it worked. You survived by shapeshifting. You earned love by performing. You bought time by becoming who they needed instead of who you are. But that survival version of you was never built to carry your becoming. She was sharp but tired, wise but hypervigilant, compassionate but self-erasing. Now, you're peeling her off layer by layer. The mask, the loyalty, the fake forgiveness, the half-truths. You don't have to hate her to leave her behind. You just have to realize you're no longer her. She was necessary, but she was temporary. And the real you, she's not here to perform strength. She is the strength. When you've been at war so long, peace feels suspicious. You finally get to rest, and your body starts panicking. There's no danger. You've been trained to expect it. Even in the calm, your shoulders stay raised. In safety, your nervous system whispers, "Be ready." That's what happens when survival becomes your baseline. When your system got used to betrayal and your intuition had to fight to be heard. You're not crazy for struggling to trust love. You're not weak for hesitating to exhale. You just haven't lived long enough outside the battlefield to believe you deserve a life that doesn't hurt. But let this be the reminder. Your hypervigilance kept you alive, but it doesn't need to lead your joy. You don't need to test people to keep yourself safe. You don't have to be on guard in every conversation. You are not at war anymore. Let your body relearn peace, or let your body discover peace. Let your spirit breathe without checking the exits. Let love in without waiting for the trap. You're not the brokenhearted girl anymore. You're the one who walked herself out of the war and still had enough heart left to build something new. Becoming doesn't mean forgetting. It means choosing. There's this lie in healing that says you need to let go completely. That if you remember, you must not be healed. That if it still stings sometimes, you're not doing the work. But remembering isn't failure. It's discernment. It's knowing how you got here without living in the story they wrote about you. You don't have to forget who you had to be. You just have to stop worshiping her. You can honor the girl who kept going without letting her make the decisions anymore. You can feel the ache and still choose the life beyond it. Becoming doesn't mean you erase what hurt you. It means you stop letting pain be the narrator. You stop letting the heartbreak decide what you're worthy of. You stop letting disappointment be the template for every new experience. You don't forget. You choose differently. Because now you can see it. You can feel it. You know the signs. You know your body. You know your power. And most of all, you know you're not that girl anymore. You are allowed to rise, even if you miss the old you. There will be people who don't recognize you anymore. People who liked you better when you were apologizing for existing. People who felt safer when your voice was quieter, your light was dimmer, your love was desperate. They'll say you've changed. They'll say you're cold, you're selfish, difficult, distant, different. But none of that means you're wrong. What it means is you stopped being digestible. You stopped over-explaining your boundaries. You stopped leaking energy to prove your goodness. And the truth is, they never loved you. They tolerated you. They loved the version of you who didn't know she had a choice. But now you do. Now you walk different, speak different, choose different. You don't shrink, you don't dim, you don't hide, you don't pretend. You don't twist to make others feel comfortable. You rise, stand, soften on your terms. You rebuild without asking for approval. You don't need permission. They may miss the old you, but you won't. Because the real you, she's finally coming home. A new story requires a new voice, yours. You've spent years living in stories written by other people's trauma. Stories that cast you as the burden, the problem, the unstable one, the too much, the not enough, the difficult, the sedity, the bougie. But none of that was yours. You inherited scripts that weren't meant for you. Performed characters to survive rooms you never belonged in. Became who you had to be just to make it through. But now that you're free, what happens next isn't about what hurt you. It's about what you choose to build from here. This isn't about proving your worth. It's about recognizing that you've had it all along. Your voice isn't just coming back. It's coming back with direction, with truth, with vision. So write it. Write your becoming. Write the chapter where you get to rest, where your boundaries are non-negotiable, where your softness is holy because you chose it, not because they demanded it. You're not the brokenhearted girl anymore. You're the woman who crawled out of her own grave, looked her past in the face, and started telling a new story. One where your power doesn't come from pain, but presence. So, write a list of every moment you rose, of every time you wanted to go back but didn't, of everything you survived and still managed to love from. Tape it to your mirror, put it in your phone, whisper it when you forget who you are. Because memory is your medicine now. Not to keep you in the pain, but to remind you you're not there anymore. And if you're listening and you're still stuck in the heartbreak, if the grief still has teeth and you're too tired to stand, let me say this gently. It's okay if you're not ready to rise yet, but don't stay down. Don't stay down there and build a house from your wounds. Your heartbreak is not your home. It's your passageway. When you're ready, step out. Stand. You don't owe anyone an apology for healing. Just don't mistake your survival for your identity. Your voice isn't just coming back. It's coming back with vision, truth, and thunder. You are not the heartbroken girl anymore. You're the woman who remembers and reclaims. She was real. The brokenhearted girl. The one who stayed when she should have run. Who begged when she should have prayed. Who tried to heal people who were busy cutting her deeper. She wore your face. She used your voice. And she walked you through some dark-ass places. But this isn't her story anymore. This is yours. This is your story now. And the woman standing in her place knows how to speak from the womb without letting it make her decisions. She doesn't carry the shame, she carries the lesson. She doesn't audition for love, she embodies it. And she doesn't need closure from the people who broke her, because she's too busy building a life they swore she'd never survive to see. You've outgrown survival. You've earned your exit, and now you rise from experience, not fantasy, from truth, not trauma, from memory, not pain. So if you've been waiting for a sign to stop shrinking into the girl they remember and start becoming the woman you remember dreaming about, this is it. You're not her anymore, but she is the reason you got here. And for that, you honor her, but you do not let her stay. And may the next chapter speaks with a voice that doesn't tremble, because the girl they tried to break, she turned into the woman they'll never silence again. This is Empowered Shadows. Thank you for listening.